Alright, so One Piece live action had just came out. I finished the whole show and it's kinda mid. Actually, it's kinda bad in a lot of ways. So, to give you a brief about One Piece, is this dude that gets a crew that goes adventuring to become the Pirate King to find the One Piece. Well, to find the One Piece to become the Pirate King. And that's pretty much the premise of the show when you start. When I first heard about the live action, I was like, fuck that shit. That's gonna be garbage. It's gonna be a shit show. One Piece is one of the most goofy ass looking animes. The powers, the humor, the character designs, they're all out of this world. So they're all very fantastical. And therefore, just trying to adopt that to a live action settings is just not gonna turn out well. And technically, that was right, which is unfortunate, really. But so let's get the good out of the way. Some of the early fights, like the early Zoro fights, the early small fights, were good. The choreography was nice, the shots were nice. A bit too many close-ups, but that's the theme recurring throughout the whole enemy scene fights in general. But overall, the early fights were good. And then we have the set and costume design, and that's where I think a lot of the budget went. Plus, like stuff, places like the the Zeph restaurant was pretty good, was really well done. Places like Buggy Tent was nice, although could have been lit a bit better. But that's another thing we're gonna come back to in a bit. And then we have the acting and the passion. The casting is pretty okay. You can tell a lot of the actors really have a passion for what they're doing. Although the dialogue is not great most of the time. But the passion shows and the care shows, which what matters. And it gives at least some hope for this live action adaptation. Now let's get to the bad. And oh boy, the character development is absolutely atrocious in the live action. When you start, I know this is not gonna be nitpicking, but like when you start One Piece, the first introduction to Zoro and Luffy, when Luffy sees him tied up and he wants him to join his group because he thinks Zoro is a good person, and he was like, okay, here's your swords, I'm gonna free you, join me. So this feels a bit more natural why Zoro would stick around with Luffy, right? In the live action, it doesn't work that way. Instead, they just go along. Just him with Nami, they just go along with Luffy, making sure they bitch about every part of the journey, plus making sure they are not a crew. And I'm assuming that's a reference. I don't remember much from the early decades of One Piece, or let's say the early arcs of One Piece. So I'm not gonna nitpick. It felt a lot. It felt out of place. Character bonding suffers from that as well. Yes, characters just join without any reason. We go back to Nami and Zoro as they're the first two, and they just like, okay, we're not gonna join you. We don't care about you. We're not gonna join you. We don't care about you. We're not gonna join you. We don't care about you. And then, oh, we care about you and we're loyal to you. We're gonna make sure you become the Pirate King. We believe in you. Obviously, like, when it comes to Zoro, he went from a dude who doesn't care at all, who doesn't want to be there, to a character who's telling Luffy he will never lose again to Mihawk after this till he beats him again. And afterward, he just full loyalty to Luffy without any build-up. Luffy did not do a single thing to Zoro. Literally not a single thing. He just joins him. That's it. That's literally it. For Nami, on the other hand, well, she always I like how they gave her a bit more of character development when it comes to like, well, I want to have friends, I want to have this and that, but I can't because I have the other thing. So that felt a bit, like they explored that a bit more, which made it feel a bit nice, like she cares. But in the same time, it just doesn't feel right. Like the dialogue between the characters feels artificial and forced a lot of the times. This mostly is due to pacing, like a very bad rushed pacing. Some parts feels very rushed, some parts don't feel rushed at all. Actually, it feels like way too slow. Also, they introduced us to Garp and Kobe very early on, and how Kobe joined the Marines and how he's training now, which is quite concerning, honestly, because it was a lot better to see Kobe, going from that little bitch to a bit better bitch, later on the lines to where he is now. and it was very cool. We did not have to see Garp from now. We did not have to see Kobe development from now. It did not matter at all. It just took away, took away from the story to focus on something else that should not be relevant for now, at least, right? Especially like how Garp calls Mihawk to go deal with Luffy, and then at the end of it, he tells him, "Oh, it's because I wanted to test you." Dude literally sent one of the strongest pirates to ever exist, and he could have killed his whole crew. That would have been fine, just to bring Luffy back alive. That does not make any sense. Why would Garp do that? Because it's there. Why is he there? Because he shouldn't. So that did not make sense. Also, characters like Mihawk and Shanks do not feel threatening or strong at all. Like that iconic scene with, Shanks saving Luffy and losing his arm. It just did not feel impactful. And it felt like, okay. Cool. He got mad at the Sea King. Cool. Just did not give him any, there was nothing cool about it. Which is a problem, because my main problem with this is more, and why I think it's mid. Because if this is what we're getting now, we're cutting Hachi in the Arlong Park, probably because he was so hard to animate, or it was too expensive to do. So if that was too expensive to do, how are they gonna do fights like Marineford? How are they gonna do fucking giants? How are they gonna do the transformation to dragons when Momo and Punk has it later on? How are they gonna do a lot like Skypiea, for example? How are they even gonna do that? Pacifistas, Kizaros? Because if the powers look kinda bad from now on, they only One Piece only getting crazier from here. It's not gonna go more grounded. Unless they're planning to cut a lot of things and make it very alternative universe One Piece that does not matter or is good at all. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm just hoping for the best. So far it's kinda mid. You can enjoy it, but I'd recommend you to skip some of the parts, just because some of the parts are really, really boring and they're just better skipped from the live action. And also, I would always recommend to just read the manga. If you enjoyed the show, just read the manga or start reading the manga if you haven't already. It's fucking miles and miles better. That's it. That's the review. Just a quick one. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, ciao.